What if I told you that one 16-year-old's decision to stop and help a confused elderly woman that dozens of people walked past would lead to a full college scholarship, a life-changing mentorship, and the discovery of a secret that would shock an entire community? This is the true story of Jamal Washington, a high school junior from Detroit who made a choice in 2021 that most people wouldn't make. And that simple act of kindness didn't just help one woman. It transformed his entire future in ways nobody could have predicted. It's a hot August afternoon in 2021 outside of Walgreens in downtown Detroit. Jamal Washington, 16, has just finished his shift at a local grocery store and is walking to the bus stop when he notices something troubling. An elderly white woman, probably in her 80s, stands near the pharmacy entrance looking completely disoriented. She's holding a prescription bag and staring at the parking lot with visible confusion, turning in circles like she's lost. Jamal watches as at least 20 people walk past her in the span of 3 minutes. Some glance at her and keep moving. Others actively avoid eye contact. Nobody stops. Nobody asks if she's okay. And Jamal recognizes that look on her face because his own grandmother had Alzheimer's before she passed. That particular expression of fear mixed with confusion when someone knows something's wrong but can't quite figure out what. Jamal approaches her carefully, keeping his voice gentle and non-threatening because he's acutely aware that as a young black male, he might frighten her. "Ma'am, are you okay? Can I help you with something?" The woman looks at him with tears starting to form. "I can't find my car. I know I drove here, but I can't remember where I parked. I can't remember." Her voice breaks. "I can't remember what my car looks like." Jamal's heart sinks because he knows this is beyond simple forgetfulness. "That's okay. We'll figure it out. Do you have your keys?" She fumbles in her purse and produces a key fob. Jamal presses the panic button, and somewhere across the parking lot, a car alarm starts blaring. "There we go. Let's walk toward that sound." They find her silver Toyota Camry, but when they reach it, the woman just stands there staring at the driver's side door like she's not sure what to do next. Jamal makes a decision that's risky for a young black man in America. He could easily be accused of something terrible here, but he can't leave her like this. "Ma'am, do you know your address? Do you know how to get home?" She shakes her head, crying openly now. I live somewhere with trees. There's a blue door." That's when Jamal notices a medical alert bracelet on her wrist with a phone number engraved on it. "Can I call this number for you? Is this a family member?" She nods, relieved. Jamal calls the number, and a woman answers immediately, her voice tight with panic. "Mom? Mom, is that you?" Jamal explains the situation, and the woman on the phone, who identifies herself as Catherine Reynolds, is simultaneously grateful and terrified. "Oh my God, thank you so much. I've been looking for her for 2 hours. She has dementia and she's not supposed to be driving anymore, but she snuck out. Where are you?" Jamal gives her the Walgreens location and stays with the elderly woman, whose name is Margaret, until Catherine arrives 20 minutes later. Catherine pulls up in a Mercedes SUV, jumps out, and hugs her mother while sobbing with relief. Then she turns to Jamal, really seeing him for the first time, a black teenager in a grocery store uniform who just spent 45 minutes of his own time helping a stranger. "What's your name?" Catherine asks. "I need to know who to thank." Jamal introduces himself, mentions he's a junior at Cass Tech High School, and insists it's no big deal. But Catherine isn't letting him brush it off. "Young man, do you understand what you did? My mother could have gotten into that car and driven into traffic. She could have gotten lost for days. She could have been hurt by someone who saw her vulnerability. You were the only person in that entire parking lot who stopped to help an old woman who clearly needed it." She pulls out her phone. "I'm going to give you my number, and I want you to text me. There's something I'd like to discuss with you, but right now I need to get Mom home safely. Please, promise you'll contact me." Jamal takes her number, honestly not thinking much will come of it, but he texts her that evening as promised. What follows is a conversation that starts with Catherine thanking him again, but evolves into something unexpected. She asks about his plans after high school, his family situation, his goals. Jamal explains honestly. He's a good student with a 3.4 GPA, works 20 hours a week to help his single mom with bills, wants to go to college but doesn't know how he'll afford it. His father passed when he was 12, and money is always tight. He's looking at community college and hoping to transfer somewhere later. Catherine listens to all of this and then says something that makes Jamal's hands shake. "Jamal, I want to help you. Not as charity, but because I believe in investing in character, and you showed more character in that parking lot than most adults show in a lifetime." Over the next 2 weeks, Catherine reveals information that stuns Jamal. She's the president of a major educational foundation that provides college scholarships to underserved students. Her mother, Margaret, is the foundation's namesake, the Margaret Reynolds Foundation, established after Catherine made her fortune in medical devices and wanted to honor her mother's lifelong commitment to education. "The irony," Catherine tells him, "is that our foundation has given away $12 million in scholarships over 10 years, trying to identify students with integrity and compassion. And here you are, displaying exactly those qualities without even knowing who my mother was or that there'd be any reward." Catherine offers Jamal a full-ride scholarship to any four-year university he can get into: tuition, room, board, books, everything covered, plus a $15,000 annual stipend for living expenses. But she doesn't stop there. She becomes his mentor, helping him strengthen his college applications, connecting him with tutors to boost his SAT scores, introducing him to her network of professionals who can provide career guidance. By November 2021, Jamal is accepted to the University of Michigan with a full scholarship package. The teen who was making $16 an hour at a grocery store now has a $250,000 education fully funded because he took 45 minutes to help someone everyone else ignored. In May 2022, at the Margaret Reynolds Foundation's annual scholarship ceremony, Jamal meets the other recipients and shares his story publicly for the first time. He's asked by a local news reporter why he stopped when so many others didn't. His answer goes viral: "My grandma had Alzheimer's. Before she passed, she wandered off from home once and a stranger brought her back safely. My mom cried with relief and said, 'I hope someday we can pay that kindness forward.' When I saw Mrs. Margaret that day, I wasn't thinking about scholarships or rewards. I was thinking about my grandma and how I'd want someone to help her. That's it. It wasn't heroic. It was just being human." Catherine adds her own perspective. "We spend so much time teaching young people about success and achievement. But Jamal already knew something more important, that how you treat vulnerable strangers says more about your character than any grade or award. That's the kind of person we want to invest in, because those are the people who will use their education to make the world better, not just to make themselves richer." By 2024, Jamal is thriving at University of Michigan studying social work, interning at nonprofits, and planning to open a community center in Detroit focused on elder care and youth mentorship. Margaret, now in a memory care facility, has days where she doesn't remember the incident, but Catherine says she has a photo in her room of Jamal helping her to her car, a moment that changed both their families forever. Here's what Jamal's story teaches us. You never know who you're helping when you stop for a stranger, and you definitely can't predict how one moment of kindness might transform your own future. But here's the deeper truth: it shouldn't matter. Jamal didn't help Margaret because she was wealthy or connected. He helped her because she was confused and scared, and everyone else walked past. The scholarship, the mentorship, the opportunities, those were beautiful consequences, but they weren't the reason. The reason was simply that a person needed help, and he had the compassion to provide it. If this story reminded you that small acts of kindness can create ripples you never see coming, hit that like button and share in the comments about a time you helped someone or someone helped you unexpectedly. Subscribe for more true stories that'll restore your faith in humanity and inspire you to be the person who stops when everyone else keeps walking. Because you never know, the stranger you help today might just be the angel who changes your tomorrow. And even if they're not, you'll still be the kind of person who stops. And that matters most of all.